Earth was never the center of the galaxy. But in the Great Accord's shadow, humanity found itself at the mercy of the Galactic Dominion, 1,000 worlds united by fear of the one species that refused to break: humans. When the ultimatum arrived, the world's leaders gathered beneath shattered skies. The Dominion demanded surrender for Earth's crimes against galactic peace. Compliance meant enslavement. Resistance meant extinction. People wept in ruined cities. In the night, Dominion dreadnoughts eclipsed the stars. But from the ashes, a single voice rose, a survivor, a rebel, a woman named Juno Reyes. She was a legend to some, a myth to others, but to Earth she was hope itself. On the day of the trial, the Galactic Council chamber shimmered like a living crystal. Aliens from 100 species whispered as Juno entered, alone and unarmed. Cameras drifted overhead, beaming her image to every inhabited world. Even children in hidden cellars watched, praying for a miracle. The Dominion's chief judge was massive, ancient, and cold-eyed. Human, your species stands accused of violence, defiance, and insolence. Do you admit your crimes? Juno stared back. We admit suffering. We admit fighting back when our homes burned and your machines marched through our fields. If that is a crime, every world you conquered is guilty. A murmur ran through the chamber, a ripple of shock and curiosity. The crystalline squirrel ambassador clicked in anger. You resist the inevitable. Your technology is primitive. Surrender is mercy. Juno smiled bitterly. Mercy? I saw your mercy on Europa. I buried my brother in frozen rock while your ships danced overhead. As she spoke, Juno pressed a button on her wrist. A hologram flared. Earth's battered cities, humanity in ruins, people rebuilding with bare hands. A child handing a dying soldier a single flower in the dust. Look at us, Juno said. We're still here. No matter what you do, we stand up. The council pressed their advantage. Your fleet is outnumbered. Your cities are broken. What makes you think you can survive? Juno stood taller, because we refuse to die quiet. The Dominion, hungry for a public victory, announced the punishment. Earth would be annihilated unless humanity surrendered or unless a human passed the ancient, forbidden challenge of the maze. No one had survived the maze in centuries. Juno volunteered without hesitation. As the council laughed, a Null News drone whispered to the galaxy, "The last human stands alone. Watch her fall." Juno entered the maze, a shifting, ancient labyrinth built from the dreams and nightmares of 1,000 defeated species. The walls flickered between stone, light, and memory. She stepped into a corridor and was swallowed by a rush of sound, her mother screaming for her. The thunder of bombs, the shouts of lost comrades. The maze was alive, twisting her fears into reality. Juno ran, but the maze kept changing. She faced visions of her family's death on Europa, saw her childhood home burning, heard the last desperate breaths of her squad. "Why do you keep fighting?" a ghostly judge asked, its voice echoing. Juno wept, but moved forward. "Because if I stop, everything they did to us is for nothing." She crawled through tunnels that sliced her skin, forced through freezing winds, blinded by lights and darkness, as she faced her own face, hollow and defeated. "Give up," the maze whispered. "No one will remember you." But Juno remembered a child's flower pressed into her hand, remembered holding her mother's hand in the ruins, remembered the promise she made, never surrender. Days seemed to pass. In a chamber of mirrors, Juno saw all her failures. She dropped to her knees, broken, but then she saw something else, her reflection standing, battered, but alive. "I am not alone," she said. "All of Earth is with me." The maze tried one last time, recreating the Dominion's judge, massive and cruel. "You are weak, alone, forgotten." Juno staggered forward. "You don't understand humanity. You never did." With a final scream, she broke through the illusion. Light burst around her. She found herself at the maze's heart, a calm, silent place. A single, glowing stone pulsed with life. She touched it. The maze collapsed. Juno emerged, bloody, bruised, but alive, before the silent council. The Dominion's chief judge's face was unreadable. Galactic law could not be broken. "By law, Earth is free," the judge said. The council chamber erupted in shouts. Some called for war, others for peace, but none could deny what they'd witnessed. Juno faced the cameras, her voice hoarse but strong. We remember our dead, but we won't be broken. We choose hope. Back on Earth, the news spread faster than light. Across the galaxy, oppressed species dared to hope for the first time. The story of humanity's last bargain became a legend. But the story didn't end there. The Dominion's warships still circled Earth. In secret, Juno met with a young squirrel dissident. Saw the maze, the squirrel whispered. You survived how? Juno looked out at the stars. We survive because we remember. Pain, loss, love, they all live in us. If you want to be free, remember who you are. Whispers spread through the dominion of rebellion, of hope, of humans who would not kneel. The next day, Juno stood on the surface of Earth and looked up. A single flower grew in the ash, its petals trembling in the wind. We endure, she whispered, and we rise. And so, the legend of the maze and the spirit of humanity echoed across the stars, lighting the darkness, one heart at a time.